Hey everyone, welcome back to another 31-minute podcast. Well, by popular demand, we're going to do a solo podcast every Thursday. And it doesn't mean I don't want Jordan here or Jackson here. I love doing it with them. But shorter ones every Thursday, easy to do. And people have said, can you just do like an extra one or things like this? So there you go. 2024, time's ticking on. We have to make the most of this thing. And that's what I want to talk about today, Optimum Life. I really think, in my 20s, I had no idea. I was running around like a maniac. In my 30s, I was like, I've got to work really hard to become something. And then that's what I was doing. Then in my 40s, I was like, this is sort of coming together, but I wasn't quite there. Now, 50s, just at the start of 50s, I reckon I'm dangerous. I really got some experience, perspective, much more comfortable in myself, a bit more established. Doesn't mean everyone's like that. I think I'm just a slow learner. But I reckon this next period of time is going to be my best so far. And that's probably the next 10 years. But to do that, I always think about what does an optimum life look like for myself? What does that look like? And, people go to work, run ragged, come home, juggle kids or take a dog for a walk or do something, eat dinner, have a few drinks, go to bed. And they get up and do it again and again. Or they commute, they come back, they're exhausted, don't really love work. That's not life. That's not the life that I lived that life for a long time. But I'm like, hang on a minute. This life is so valuable. Time is the most precious thing that you have. What are you going to do with it? And the great thing about life is you're designing it. No one's doing it for you. You're designing it. You're choosing where to work. You're choosing how you spend each minute of every day. Sort of. I know people are going to say, you got to do stuff at work. Yes, but you choose your work. So doing things that actually expand your energy, excite you, and excitement is where your energy is expanding. That feeling of like, I can't wait to do this. That's why people love holidays, because they can choose what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. Imagine living life like that. That's how I'm designing my days now. And a day is a snapshot into your future. How you treat your day is exactly how you value your future. You're designing yourself. At 51 years old now, I look back or I look around, and there's a lot of out of shape middle-aged men. Really is. And it's sort of accepted. And I saw a guy yesterday walking a dog, very out of shape. He would have been late 50s. And I'm like, what are the choices that he made to get there? You could see through his shirt, he was like, he just didn't look very well or healthy. He wasn't super fat, but he had a gut. And he looked really weathered, like really worn out sort of thing. And I'm like, I wonder what all those choices were that led him to that. And then you've got other people like Mike O'Hearn, you've got Joe Rogan, you've got all these people who are like Gary Brecker. They're all in their 50s and they look phenomenal. Their energy levels, they're killing the world. I don't reckon my real focus on success started until really late 40s. I was working, I became a really successful real estate agent, but I'm talking about all of life now. Not just being great at work, because I was number one at work and I was not enjoying it at all. Like I was dead inside. And it was all fake. When I said fake in me, the feeling of it. So I'm like, hang on, there must be more to life than this, surely. And what I learned over time, going through burnouts, going to the doctor at 43, going, I just can't even literally get out of bed. And he's like, of course not. Look at what your body's doing. No testosterone, cortisol through the roof. He said, I'm surprised you're even standing up. But here I am going to work every day going banging away. What? Because you think that's what you're supposed to do. You're on this treadmill or this what do they call it, mouse wheel of life. but really not enjoying it. Enjoyment first, work second, but I don't mean work's a big priority for me. I'm not saying don't work. I'm saying do work. But you have to structure your life and see it as you've got one energy tank every day. That energy tank is going to determine how much you are engaged in the day, how much longevity you're going to have as well. So every day, I was going to talk about sleep, but I'll talk about it in a second. Every day, you got to see how charged your phone is inside you. Because we sit there and we run around with phone chargers in our car. We have a phone charger near our bed or somewhere close by. If we panic, if we're at an event and we don't have a phone charger, we buy portable phone. We care more about our phone batteries than we do our own batteries. Craziness. So I see myself now as I have an energy tank every day. It's my job to fill it up. And the quality of the energy is the frequency that I'm throwing out. I don't know what you call it, but pulsating out. That's the quality of the energy. So you can have different frequency zones. You might have a full energy tank because you get a good sleep, but then you start worrying in the morning, and then you start complaining and gossiping and drinking and energy drinks and all of this, and the quality of your energy is really diminished or not very good. The vibrational set point is not great. So the way I see it, and this is the great thing about perspective and how I started on this, at where I'm at in this next decade is going to be my best decade, because I'm like, okay, I understand it's my job to control my energy tank. So the sleep that I get, and right now I'm on a journey of sleep quality. I'm really looking into it and watching everything I can, and it's bit by bit. You don't need to rush off and just start redesigning your entire life tomorrow. This has been decades-long quest for me. Started learning about energy and law of attraction about 20-something years ago. Slowly, hard work. Then it's like the body, and then testosterone, and then food, and then all of these things. And slowly you just put a little bit of the puzzle in next, and a bit of the puzzle in next. And I'll talk about collagen and all these sorts of things. So I'm like, okay, sleep is the number one thing that you need to do every day properly. So my aim now is to get to bed by 8:30, and I have a newborn. And I have responsibilities, and I have other kids, and I have a business, quite a large business, and I have owners and everyone. I'm the same as everyone. I've got to train and got to do all these things. So 8:30 is my focus. 9 o'clock is my cutoff. If I can get to bed at 8:30, great. If it's 9 o'clock, so be it. And then a full night's sleep. So now I don't have my phone near my bed. I used to have it right next to my bed. If I wake up in the night, I'd have a look at it. Blue light is terrible for your sleep. It will wreck your sleep completely. I don't touch my phone now until I wake up in the morning. My next part of the quest is stop getting my phone as soon as I get up, because I'm like so keen to see who's messaged and what's going on in the world and things like that, and any owners overnight and stuff like that. So now I'm going to try and leave that for another half an hour to an hour after I get up. That's the next piece of the puzzle for me. It takes a while to practice this stuff, because repetition is how you learn and make it a part of you, make it a habit. So sleep first, then you get up and got to have a brilliant morning routine. And I know people that actually follow me on Instagram and things, they see the morning routine, but let me talk about it for a couple of seconds, because the value and the importance you put on that morning routine is because you control the tone of the day. It's putting yourself in the zone. When you're in the zone, everything flows to you so well. It's effortless. So that's my first port of call. How do I get in the zone every morning, regardless of what happens yesterday? Does that mean things don't, like everything goes well? Not at all. But it's where you focus and what you put importance on. So mine is getting up, doing 3 rounds of breathing, Wim Hof beginners, get it on YouTube. It's the one with 70 odd million views. Ice bath, just bought the most brilliant ice bath you could physically get. I love it so much. 5 minutes, or 5 minutes 30. Then I go to a red light bed now. I never used to have a red light bed. I've never had one most of my life. You don't need one, but I have one now. So it's 20 minutes in the red light bed, and then it's 25 minutes on the step machine. I didn't have a step machine very long ago. I only got it a few weeks ago. I had a treadmill before that, and then I had a bike before that. You just use what you got. If you've got nothing, go for a walk. Do burpees, do something. So by the end of that, I'm pretty much in the zone. Not always completely, because it depends on how you've slept and all that sort of stuff. But if everything goes to plan in the best way that I can, I've hit that zone factor. Then I have a celery juice, my vitamins, feed Summer, the newborn. Tara does her thing, has showers and this sort of stuff by 7:30 in there somewhere. That's our agreed time, where she sort of needs her to do her stuff. I feed Summer, take care of Summer, start making I have my pods, and then pod powder, goat's milk, etc., etc. Tara's ready about then, we have breakfast together. And that's the start of our day. The tone of that day is phenomenal. Not just good, phenomenal. I feel great. Everyone's taken care of. Then I'll catch up with Jackson. We'll talk about the day, and off we go. And then I'm into the day. You have to plan for chaos. The day is chaos a lot of the time. But what I'm doing now, after all of these years, is I put appointments in. I know I need 3 quality appointments a day with space around them. I used to be run ragged. But please understand, I've built a team around me now that does a lot of the stuff that I used to do. So I don't need to do that. But I built that over a long time. So if it's just you and you're in a business or you're in a job like me with sales and things like that, you just got to do what you got to do. But have this vision of where you want to go. I wanted a team around me that can help me with some of this stuff so I can focus on the high dollar productive activities like Jordan and Trev and Charlie and Ash and Lisa, all these people, they all have their roles. Which, that's why I'm saying to you, I have so much time leverage now, but still can increase my results as we go. But that's taken a long time to get to. But it's been a path I've walked for ages and kept designing, kept going through the knocks and kept going through the wrong people and kept going through all this until I found the right one. That's probably a 20-year process for me. You might be able to do it earlier. I couldn't. But to find the right people, attract the right people, become the person at my work that was good enough to attract these types of people. So I wanted to become number one. That was all absorbing for a very long time. And then trying to stay there and all of that and building a business. So you get into the day, and then I train in the afternoon. Train in the afternoon, do resistance training, and then I come home, see Tara. She does her cardio, she does an ice bath, sometimes she has a sauna, and then I'll do mine. Sauna, ice bath, and then take care of Summer, bed. And that's the day. That is an optimum day for me. I have all my meals prepared, ready to go. Gut health is the highest of high priority. I don't eat junk food. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take energy drinks. I don't eat pre-workout. I don't do any of that stuff. Why? Because it affects the quality of your energy. Your energy will determine the quality of your results every time. I'm not mucking around with this thing anymore. You know, what have I got? 30 years left of really amazing health? I don't know. I reckon I'm going to live to in my 90s. That's what I've said. That's what I'm telling myself. I'm going to live to in my 90s. But, 80, Donald Trump's 80. I want to be like that. I want to be doing stuff. So I've got to take care of me the best that I physically can. You have to learn about frequency and energy. It runs the entire universe. You are energy. You are the frequency that is connected to the universe. And whether you disconnect yourself or pinch yourself off or you're aligned with it, when you say I'm in the flow, I'm in the zone, I'm in the flow, I'm aligned. Aligned with what? You're aligned with the highest frequency of the universe when you feel like that. And that's the most amazing feeling ever. I used to inject cocaine. I used to party my head off. All of this, not one thing comes close to being aligned with the best version of your frequency. Nothing comes close. And that's where I want to be every day, because when you are, you explode. Your results explode, your relationships explode, your money explodes, everything over time. But you don't do it to get that stuff. You do it to enjoy the moment that you're in, because it's a warm feeling in your heart. It's an expanded feeling that you can't even explain. You look more attractive, you feel better, your body works better, you don't have the same sort of like injuries and pain. You're just in this state where, like, my body at 51 is better than it was at 25. And I don't mean looking, I mean operating. I get massaged twice a day by a guy that, you know, is painful, but he releases tension in your muscles. And he said to me, I went to him years ago, and I had a back problem. I went to physio after physio, so many physios, this and that. They didn't fix nothing. And I went to this guy, he fixed it in 8 goes. And I said, why can you fix it? And I've been seeing physios for 5 years. He says, because I understand the body is a pulley system. And what happens is you store emotion in your muscles on deep layers. That's what causes you the problem. And unless you release them, you'll never fix the problem. Boom. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. He said, what, your back problem, which I had a lower back problem, he said, your back problem has probably been building for 20 years. I'm not here to relieve pain. I'm here to fix the problem. And that's so deep. It was the most excruciating thing I've had to go through in terms of releasing tension in your body. I was in tears, but he fixed it. Now, I reckon my body's better than Jackson's body in terms of flexibility, injury-free, all of this stuff. He might not agree, but I do. I do. And I've worked on it, and I work on it twice a week, Wednesday and Friday, 2:00 in the afternoon, I'm seeing him every week. So discipline is your key to this whole thing. Consistency is your responsibility. You want to look better, you have to do things that are going to get you there. You have to do things that aren't going to play with your body so much. You have to exercise it. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to push it. You don't sculpt your body in the gym just by going in and doing 1 kilo weights for 10 times and walk out again. You have to reach this threshold where your body's in pain because you've stretched it a little bit. That's your responsibility. And do it again tomorrow, and do it again the next day, and do it again the next day, and do it again the next day, for the rest of your life. If you want to be the best version of you. So when you're doing these things, first you've got to know what you want. What is it you want? I know how much wealth I want. I know how I want to look. I know where I want to be. I know how I want the family to be. I know all of that. Business, the whole thing. I know exactly where I want to be. Now I just have to design the steps there. Who else has been there before you? I'd go and find those people. I wouldn't listen to anyone that's never done it before. Not one person. If they've never been there before, they have no idea how to get there, so don't even listen to them. You want to get wealthy, go talk to a wealthy person. You want to get fit, go talk to a fit person. You want to talk about gut health, go talk to Tommy or go talk to Mick the Podman. They know what they're talking about. That's what I do. I just follow their steps. Life-changing. But you got to know what you want. And the next part is, how serious are you about getting there? So many people talk it. So many people say, oh, I've got to get into training. Oh, mate, I've got to get back into training. You know how many people see me, talk to me that I know, mate, I've got to give up drinking. I've got to get back into training, mate. Well, do it. Do it today. Go there, go to the gym today and start. Just start. Just do something. Anyone can talk a good game, anyone. But few people have the discipline and consistency to say, hey, I'm serious about designing the next 10 years of my life. And then when you get to that 10 years, you want to get to the next 10 years. You don't have to look the worst version of you in 10 years' time. That's just a choice because you couldn't be bothered. You can look the best version of you over the next 10 years by understanding the steps on how to get there. And then you execute like nothing else, literally like nothing else. Learn to say no to things. You don't have to, people say never trust a man who doesn't drink. What a ridiculous comment that is. People say it to my face. I go out and I don't drink. No, I don't drink. I just have water. Oh, mate, really? What do you mean go and have one? No, I don't want to drink. I don't want to wake up tomorrow anything less than a 10.5 out of 10. Well, mate, never trust a man who doesn't drink. What a ridiculous statement. I trust a man who doesn't drink because he's clear-minded. clear-minded, feeling great, on a mission, want to do the best that he physically can. Serious. I'd back that guy. So once you pick your marks, learn what to do, design a very simple process that you enjoy. When you enjoy something, when you're excited about something, your frequency is really where you want it to be. So if you wake up and you're anything less than keen, something's going on. You're focused on the wrong things, you're worried, you're anxious, you're fearful, you're something, or you're in the wrong job, or you do something about it slowly and surely. Don't go and quit your job tomorrow, but start thinking about what's going to really light me up when I get out of bed. Like, I genuinely can't wait to get out of bed because I want to get in that ice bath. I want to go breathe. I want to do all this stuff because I'm designing the Matt Steinway I say to everyone, I'm going to be the best I've ever been at 55. That's 4 years. The best I've ever been at 55. That's a choice that I'm making. It's a choice backed by consistency and discipline. I'm pretty much assured to get there if I just stick to it and don't let myself off. That's the problem. Don't eat the chocolate if you literally want to lose weight and sculpt your body. Just don't eat it. Do I like eating chocolate? Yeah, but I don't want to put up with the after effects. For the 5 minutes of pleasure, I don't want the 3 weeks of pain. I just don't want it. So I just don't do it. I'll eat a pot instead. I'll eat a bit of coconut yogurt. There's 1,000 options out there. But you've got to be prepared. You've got to know what, and by the way, if you don't know what you're shooting at or don't know how to get there, how do you expect to get there? People go see financial advisors and say, look, I've got this inheritance. I'll go talk to this financial advisor and ask for advice on how to build wealth, what to do with it. Why? Because they don't know. But same as with you, your health, your work, your relationship, anything, your fitness, you've got to understand, how do I even get there? Like, what is that? Have it, and then design a pathway and then stick to it. Stick to it. When you go hiking, you usually have one destination, not that I go hiking, one destination here or on a boat somewhere, and you know the other destination, sat nav. You have a sat nav. You just put it in your car and drive along and follow the sat nav. Like, you're just so confident it's going to get you there. Wouldn't you do that with every part of your life? If you want to double your results at work, go sit next to the person that's done it before and say, what did you do? And then do that. And then you're going to get inspiration. And this is where frequency is so important. When you're excited and you're in the zone and you understand frequency, learn about it, please. Learn about it. Study Esther Hicks. Study Bashar. There's a lot of people. Not really. No, there's not. There's some people that I think are really, really good. Some people that I think are actual frauds. But there's some people that are really, really good. Study these people. And then when you're in this frequency zone of excitement, you're going to get inspiration. And this is how great inspiration is. It's designed specifically for you. When you get that message in your mind and you're sitting outside breathing or you're in an ice bath or sort of driving along and you get this inspiration, I act on it all the time. I act on it because that is given to you from the heavens as a message direct to you. And when you're in that high frequency state, you're going to get a lot of promptings. Go this way, do this, go this way. Then you've got to execute. Some of them might not work right now, but you're going to learn something out of it. And when you learn something out of it, you can redirect yourself for sure. And when you're humming in that high energy state and things don't work out right, you actually see it for your good anyway. You're like, well, that wasn't meant for me. So much other good stuff is coming. Just keep motoring along. You can weather the storm so much easier and you just keep moving along because you're in this really steady energy zone of greatness that you know things are coming anyway. You can feel it. But when you pop out of that and you drink and you've got a hangover the next day and you're up and down emotionally all the time and you just literally feel like you're battered around in life and things aren't going that right, you don't get the same messages. Life is difficult for you. You're always in that, just trying to keep up stage. Get ahead of the energy. You get ahead of the energy by understanding what it's going to take to keep yourself feeling amazing inside. It's all about how you feel. When you feel fantastic, you almost don't want extra stuff. I just bought a new car the other day. I cancelled it because I'm like, my old one's fine. I didn't need these things. I don't need them. You can get them for sure. You can get them if you want to, but I'm not defined by those things. I'm defined by how much my cellular level in my body is humming like a symphony, and I'm walking through each day literally beaming this energy of excellence. That's my goal, because I know everything else will follow from there anyway. The synchronicity will follow me. Synchronicity will be part of my standard. Things just happening like out of nowhere. People say, it just happened out of nowhere. No, it didn't. You matched the energy frequency of that event. That's how it came. You want to live life at optimum, start making really good choices only on the pathway that's going to get you there. And kick those things to the curb that are holding you back. And you know what they are. Things that aren't serving you anymore. Things that don't belong on your pathway. And if you do that and stick to it over time, your success is guaranteed, but you don't even want the success. You want to wake up. The success in your mind will become, how good am I feeling tomorrow? I can't wait to get into tomorrow. I just love it that much. It's a little window in my future. You value days so much, and you're like, I just want to make the most. I want to squeeze the lemon out of the tomorrow. I'm so excited just to get into tomorrow. It doesn't matter about the rest. It doesn't matter how big your house is. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. You can do all that, but it's not going to feel anything like, it's all momentary, all of it. Every single thing that you get from this point onwards, once you master the energy zone of awesomeness, every single thing you get from there is momentary enjoyment. You'll see it. You'll get the big lump of cash come in and you'll be like, oh, that's really good. It's 5 minutes of feeling great. Or you'll get the car, or you'll get this, or you get the girl, or you get the whatever. And it's all like so temporary, that the elation of it. And then you go back to, wow, I just feel great anyway. And that's what you become addicted to. That's the feeling that you never want to compromise, because that is how you live an optimum life. That brings in every single thing good around you, in the universe, everything. And life just keeps getting better and better and better and better. Try it. But I want you to remember, closing note, your responsibility is consistency and discipline. Don't let yourself off.